Over the past few months, we've been taking a look at some of Sony's most outrageous legal patents. If you aren't familiar with the terminology, a legal patent is just a license to an idea or title for a business ahead of its possible official release. And Sony has a lot of them, with the most recent we covered being a possible new cloud game streaming service. But just because these patents were filed doesn't always mean that they'll come to existence. Like, in the past, they filed for a patent to make a controller out of simple household objects, like a banana. I don't know how much weed they were smoking when they came up with this idea, but I think it's safe to say that this isn't happening anytime soon. So once again, we're back here speculating on yet another Sony patent, but this time, instead of making controllers out of fruit and vegetables, this patent aims to target the players directly. More specifically, the toxic players. That's right, if you call someone's mom a whore in a Call of Duty game chat anytime recently, the day is coming for you to pay for your sins. Now, this latest patent apparently aimed to implement a reward and punishment system within the PlayStation Network, meaning that if you played with good behavior, you'd essentially receive virtual incentives. But if you had a string of player reports playing online, then you might be subject to some sort of consequence. A more specific look at this is shown through the official diagram of the patent, where it gives a decision tree based on the whole ideal. As you can see, both negative and positive feedback from the system leads to the hypothetical player to some sort of human review, which further action will be taken. And it seems that positive feedback leads to rewards like accolades, virtual points, or medals, which I'm guessing goes to your profile, which, you know, is okay, sure. I mean, that's a cool way to incentivize a good play. I mean, this makes me excited. Can't you tell by my excited face? And the negative feedback leads to review to where the player in question will have a chance to provide an appeal for the claims. I think it's funny how the example that they use for an appeal of a player is that their cousin snatched their controller. That's like using the excuse as a kid of texting your crush that you like them, and when it backfires you say, oh, that was my cousin that texted that. Like, bro, no way they're actually going to believe that. But nevertheless, the appeal leads to human review and further action. Now, they specifically don't say what punishment is being held for these players, but if I were to guess, I think it depends on the severity of the matter and the number of times that the player was reported. Like, if you just got reported on Battlefield 1 because you're too good at using the shotgun, excellent weapon choice by the way, and then someone got mad, then I'm sure that you'll get let off with a warning. But if you get reported by multiple players for harassment in voice chat, then that could possibly lead you down the road of getting your account suspended or even banned. Now, this whole idea that Sony is, pitching is very interesting, but if it does get implemented in the future, I'm going to be very curious to see how it's implemented. Because the positive and negative feedback is apparently an all automated feature, so players could possibly find a way to exploit the punishment system and get someone banned that shouldn't be. And as far as the praising goes, what's the specific criteria on how someone is rewarded, and what do they have to do in-game to get these prizes? This is obviously Sony's way of tackling online harassment and bullying that can happen within the games, but honestly, I doubt in reality people are going to change because of this. People have just been assholes online since the beginning of voice chat, and you can't make someone who doesn't see online play as real life care about being nice to people when they normally wouldn't. Now obviously, player targeting that can lead to accounts or progress being ruined definitely needs to be addressed, so maybe this system will significantly help with that. But if this aims to make people just be more nice in voice chat, then Sony unfortunately lives in Candyland, because that's just not happening. Still though, I am curious to see if this patent does get implemented and to see its effects on the online community. So what do you guys think about this legal patent, man? It's pretty interesting. Feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.